Hey guys, JamesMCD Reviews here. Welcome to another TV log, and today we're going to be talking about Blockbuster. This is the new Netflix workplace comedy following the misadventures of the manager of the last Blockbuster on Earth. Now, I grew up in the era of, video stores and Blockbuster, but I felt like for this video in particular, and especially the subject matter of this show, I felt like I needed to bring in a very special guest, someone who's never been seen on this show before. Hi, Mom. How's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. So, you actually have a pretty deep connection to Blockbuster, and by extension, this show. So, would you care to talk about that for a few minutes?
So, I worked in a Blockbuster for a few years. I was a store manager. It was by far one of the... I don't know, it wasn't the worst experience I've ever had. I had worked for a video store prior to that, and that was way more fun. Blockbuster is a lot more corporate, so some things that we were allowed to do at the other store that we couldn't do at Blockbuster, but I mean, on the whole, it was a really fun and good experience, so.
Yeah, and I not only did I call you on for this video because of your history with Blockbuster and your time working in video stores, but you in your free time have been working on essentially a show idea very similar to this show. So would you care to talk about that for a little bit?
No, I don't want to give away my ideas, and it's not just mine to discuss either. My friend Alex, the ultimate Alex as he's known, and I had come up with a really great idea for a TV show. We had the pilot written, which I know you've already seen, and it's more, I guess, video store meets Empire Records kind of. But it's, based on our experience, our shared experiences when we worked together in the video store. And some of the things that, that we did and got away with were so outrageous. I think we probably all would have been fired if we'd done any of that stuff today. So.
When I first, told you that this show was coming out, what did you think of it? What were you expecting?
I don't know. I thought it was going to be more of maybe a documentary type of deal. I didn't think it was going to be, a comedy, although it, wasn't very funny.
Well, hold on. We don't want to give away what we thought too soon.
Okay. Well, no, but I mean, come on, let's face facts. I know when you had first told me about it, you were a little upset because you thought our opportunity to do the show that we have in mind, would not work because of this. But I don't. Well,
because I figured, it's with a mainstream streaming network, Netflix, and it's also a, very well-known, nostalgic property like Blockbuster. So that, it's if done well, and I say that, I emphasize if done well, they could potentially do exactly what you were planning on and deliver just a really funny, comedy. But what ended up happening was they put out one of the worst TV shows that I've watched this year. Everyone complaining about House of the Dragon and Rings of Power and She-Hulk needs to shut the fuck up because they did not sit through 10 episodes of this garbage. Oh my god. Oh fuck. And I could understand why you would think it might be some kind of documentary or something like that, or a mockumentary or whatever, but it just from the poster and just the feel that I was getting, I had a feeling it was going to be an Office style workplace comedy or something like that. Honestly, the best way that I could sum up this show is it feels like the poster child for missed opportunity, because you have such a sacred brand there. Blockbuster is such a nostalgic thing for so many people, myself included, and you as well, that people have a lot of like fond memories and stuff like that. And you know, you could make a case for like, you know, the irony is not lost on me that this is a show about the last video store of its kind that is also set on a streaming platform. But like, you know, you could use that and make a case for like showing why video stores are like superior to streaming services and like what worked about them and everything. But instead they just go for just the most generic, just, you know, by the numbers like workplace comedy that you could
honestly one of the things that I really enjoyed about working at the video store was really the customer interaction. And I think that's what, you know, that's one of the things that I think the show is missing.
Right.
And I think like our
like
show,
you had it like sprinkled in, but it wasn't like super
that
prominent.
wasn't at the forefront. And that was one thing about, you know, about Blockbuster was, you know, we were about the customer. It wasn't just about the store, which was what this show was about. It was about the store and not so much, you know, the customers. And
well, it wasn't even.
It
didn't even feel like it was about the store. It felt like, you know, the characters' lives outside of the store, and the store just happened to be there at some point. But also, like, this show strikes me as it was written by someone who's never set foot in a Blockbuster in their life, because
that's
like,
true. You know, as I was watching, I took notes about the series, not, you know, like specific things, just, but one of the things that I had to write down, and I actually stole a line from the show. And honestly, this show sucked so bad that, like they say in Blockbuster, the TV show, it wasn't even funny adjacent.
See, honestly, like, the show is so forgettable and the writing is so bad that I honestly forgot that line was there. Like,
yeah, like, I wrote it down. Well, you know what? I did write it down immediately after I heard it, because I knew that I wanted to mention how bad this show was.
Oh my
God.
God.
You and I were talking earlier, and I was trying to find, you know, like the little taglines that Netflix puts out on their screensavers, and one of the ones that they used to describe the show was witty. And I'm like,
where the hell do they see that?
Like, are you kidding me? Witty? What? No.
Oh my
God. It was horrible.
The writing in this show is just movie references and dad jokes. Like, that is it. And like overly explanatory, like, ramble comedy. Like,
okay, I have a question for you. So,
yes.
As awful as this series was, did you have a favorite episode, though? Like, one that was not as bad as all of the rest?
Oh, God.
Even if you don't remember exactly.
I'm even trying to rack my brain as to, like, which episodes were, like, less worse than the other one. I don't know, I thought, like, the Halloween one was kind of, like, it was kind of cute, like, seeing the, I'm just gonna call them by their character archetypes, because that is all they are. They are the like, stereotypical, like, you know, modern comedy character archetypes, like the, you know, the nerd, the ditzy girl, the bratty teenager, the, like, older, like, you know, mentor figure, and Jim and Pam. Like, those are those are essentially what the characters in this show boil down to. They are literally just, like, cardboard cutouts. But I thought the Halloween episode was kind of cute, because I liked the, like, the nerdy, like, film student trying to compete with that one customer of, like, you know, having the most movie knowledge, and they, like, end up wearing the same costume, and the reason that he was trying so hard was because he ends up liking him. I thought that was kind of funny. But what about you? What was your favorite episode?
So I think my favorite of the episodes was I think it was in the second to last episode, when the staff are trying to put together that display, because that brought back such memories of trying to build these elaborate displays. Sometimes, most of the time they came up and they just, unfolded, but sometimes there were pieces that you had to put together, and I can totally relate to that.
Going back to the characters real quick, what did you think of the characters? I know there's not much really to say, but
I don't know. I think the whole thing was just, very cliche, They just seemed like stock characters, I don't know. I didn't really care for any of them. They didn't really have that much depth to them. The
only one that was, semi-likable was the landlord, played by J.B. Smoove, but that's only because it's J.B. Smoove. But I mean, I don't fault, in fact, going on that, I don't really fault the actors, because, Randall Park is in this, and he's funny in things. He was funny in the Ant-Man movies and WandaVision and everything, but, the scripts give them nothing to work with.
I really enjoyed him in, oh my god, why am I blanking on this? Fresh Off the Boat.
Mm-hmm. You were telling me about that.
Yeah. I really, he was funny in that. This just kind of left you feeling flat,
Right. And they do that, stereotypical, sitcom, will they, won't they romance. Like I said, the Jim and Pam thing of, the two coworkers that like each other, but, one of them is seeing someone already, but they're kind of having second thoughts, and the other one is trying to move on and shit like that. And it's you don't fucking care. Because they're just so one note.
Okay, seriously, what the hell was with everybody calling each other dickbag? What was up with that? Every episode, that was their, go-to diss.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember them. I don't remember it being that prominent. I may have heard them say it a couple times.
I don't know. That just stuck out to me for some reason. I don't know.
Well, I mean, this show is full of so many modern references and slang that it's it feels it's of course it's about an outdated movie rental franchise, because it feels like an old person trying to be hip with the amount of modern slang and modern references and it's about the last blockbuster, but it's set in 2022, kind of
right.
It just I don't know.
I'm at a loss for. I mean,
it's because the show isn't, the concept isn't bad in theory. Even the idea of having it being about the last blockbuster, or even having it set in kind of modern day, isn't a bad idea in theory. If they leaned into, kind of what you were saying when we were talking about it before this, kind of the internal of what goes on in the store, and Timmy goes on and on about how passionate he is about the job and everything, but you never really feel that, and especially at the end where he just gives up and is fuck it, I'm done. It just feels it feels like they squandered this opportunity to make a case for video rental stores again, but they because they just wanted to cash in on the name, on the brand name.
Mm-hmm. And they got so many things wrong with that movie too. A movie. I keep referring to it as a movie because I really only wish it had been 2 hours long. So
literally.
Got it over with.
Literally.
The one episode where they were doing inventory, and there are customers in and out of the store. We never did at an actual Blockbuster. We did overnights for inventory, so it was, and we had fun doing inventory. I mean, as much fun as you can have spending, your evening and, no sleep and doing inventory. But we made it fun because there were no customers in the store, so we could do what we wanted to.
Right.
We would stay and we'd watch movies while we were doing it, and stupid shit like that.
And just like continuing on like the stuff that they got wrong, I'm very curious like what like the licensing was like when they were putting this show together, because like if you look in the background, like on the shelves, like they have like what looks like bootleg DVDs for like, but for real movies. Like they'll have like I don't know, like Babe, or like I don't know, The Terminator or something like that, just like a top of my head, like, or something like that. But they'll have like a clearly fake designed like movie cover for it. But then in the background you have like in the break room they have like a giant King Kong poster, or like, when they have like the French themed like display or something, they'll have like a Ratatouille poster or something like that. It's like, what the hell was the licensing like for this? But yeah, I'm kind of out of things to say. I just really like fucking hated this show. Like I did not.
The only thing worse than the Blockbuster series were the actual late fees from Blockbuster.
Put that on the front page. I did not expect to hate this show as much as I did. Like I didn't
either.
I thought at worst it would just be really like bland and mediocre, but like I honestly like I kind of want to go back and apologize to She-Hulk, because like I was like, yeah, you were aggravating and frustrating to sit through, but at least you were not this bad. But yeah, any final thoughts before we give our ranking?
I mean, the one thing I guess the one positive thing I can say about it was, the acting itself wasn't bad. It's just they didn't have a whole lot to work with,
Right.
The actors. I think that I don't think there would be anybody that could have played it better. I surely don't think anybody could have done any worse. But right. I think that they did the best with what they had to work with in terms of script. So, I mean, that's probably the best I can, be positive about with this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, with this show.
Yeah, it's like I said, the actors are fine. They have like zero chemistry with each other, but again, that's like they're doing the best they can with the scripts they're given. So, but yeah, that about does it. What would you rate it from 1 to 5?
Like a generous 1.5, maybe a 2, but that's being really, really overly generous.
Yeah, like the nicest that I can give this is a 1.5. This was insufferable to sit through. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I would not recommend you check this out, even if you have like that nostalgia for Blockbuster, even if you like, like this sort of style of humor, like don't watch this. Like just watch Empire Records if you want to see like a good comedy set inside of like a retail store or a rental store or whatever. Or Clerks, yeah. But yeah, that about does it. Thank you, Mom, for coming on and helping me out with this video and providing a authentic perspective of Blockbuster.
Be kind, rewind.
God damn it. Yeah, until next time.
Had to.
I want to die. Until next time, be sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you can stay up to date on when I'm posting. Follow me on all my social media, subscribe to my main channel. Everything you need to know will be in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.